Hey guys, what is up? Welcome to a quick tutorial on how to play PUBG Mobile on Tencent's official emulator. So I believe this has just come out. A community manager at Tencent reached out to me and he said that this is a version of the emulator that they've come out with just for PUBG Mobile. So if you want to download this, you can go to the link in the description of the video and click on it, and you should be able to reach this website. Then all you have to do is hit that download button and the game downloads. It's quite simple. Then you double click it and give it permission to install on your hard disk, and then it installs the Tencent Gaming Buddy app. And if you click start, it starts installing PUBG Mobile on your desktop. It looks a little similar to the Nox emulator that most people are used to, and you can click this full screen button to just go full screen, and that's it. And there you have it. It's pretty simple. It even comes with a really nice cursor, and of course everything else is very smooth. If you have some lag, of course there are some fixes on how to fix it. I will show you guys that maybe in a later video, or maybe in this video. You can change your languages here if you'd really like to, and you can also repair your game if it's corrupted. So once you're in the title screen, all you need to do is check I have read and agreed to Tencent Games user agreement, and you can either create a Facebook account or create a guest account. I'm just going to be using a guest account. Progress may be lost when changing devices or deleting the game under guest mode. So remember that whatever progress you have isn't going to be saved unless you link to a social network account to save your progress. So we're going to do that probably a little later because I've already linked my PUBG Mobile to my phone. The important thing is you do get a notice at the beginning. It says emulator detected your group, and you will only be paired with players using emulator. So remember that you will be playing against people playing from a PC on an emulator, so they're going to be having the same advantages that you are going to have, and this is not essentially cheating because you will be playing against players who are also similarly spec'd like you are. Of course, then you can pick your graphics settings based on your device. My device has chosen the high settings because I have a proper gaming PC. Depending on your specs, your graphics settings may vary. And of course, there's the new prison outfit that is out, and everything else is pretty much the same. You can unlock crates just like you can in the original game. I already have 40 requests. So let's go to the training room. I'll just sort of walk you through the control scheme. So once you're in the training room, of course, there's a lot of things that you can do and figure out. This is a good place to figure out the controls. WASD, of course, moves you around. Spacebar will jump, and holding shift will sprint. If you want to go into a auto run, you have to press the equal to sign on the keyboard, and that will get you into a auto run situation. You can mute the mic using the T button, and you can unmute your mic with Y. So T is more of a deafen situation. Escape takes you to settings where you can adjust all your settings. You can even enable peek and fire. I don't use peek and open scope, it's not really my scene. And of course, gyroscope is not going to work because you're playing this on a PC. Graphics can be changed here. Ultra HD isn't out yet, but otherwise you can change everything just like the mobile versions. I wouldn't change the controls too much because if you do change the controls, it will mess with whatever default PUBG has set out for us. So I'm not going to do that, and I'm not going to save. And otherwise everything else is fine. So we've got basic movements using WASD, shift to sprint, and of course left click to punch or shoot, and right click to scope in. You can use tab button to open up your backpack and drag things with the mouse, and you can use M to open the map and of course zoom in. The convenient thing about the map is You have this cursor, which makes it so much easier to, you know, mark locations, and just with the left click of the mouse. Let's go shoot some weapons. So I'm gonna go and cycle through the different helmets. In this case, we have 3 helmets, and you have 3 options to pick up each helmet. So if you press H, you pick up the level 1. If you press G, you pick up level 2, and if you press F, you pick up the topmost item. Similarly, we're going to pick up the AUG using the G button, because it's the second, you know, it's the second weapon there. And let's get a backpack as well. I'm going to use H to pick up the level 1 backpack in the 3rd slot. And if you press tab, of course, you can left click and scroll and just either press G and H to get the ammo. For some reason, I don't think dragging works here. Yeah, for now, I guess dragging is just not working, but maybe they'll add it later. As for attachments, let's go pick up some attachments. We've got the extended quick draw. Of course, that'll immediately equip it to your AUG. Then we've got, of course, things like the suppressor, which immediately gets attached, and you can add something like a vertical grip, and that gets attached as well. So the scopes are on the table at the shooting range, so I'm just going to go with the 4x, which is the second option. So I'm going to press the button G, and there we go. We have the 4x. We're going to reload so that we have 40 bullets in our magazine, and right click shoots to your heart's content. B, just like in the PC version, B switches the auto and single fire options. There are some issues with the vehicles. I know this is a solo game, so if I'm going to press F, it just takes you into the car. Shift boosts you, and G honks. So it's pretty intuitive for those of you who are used to PC games. If you want to change seats, you can press the C button and it will change seats for you. The animation is almost instant, and I can see this being abused later on. Right click, of course, aims down sights when you are on the seat of your vehicle, and depending on the vehicle, of course, you will be able to shoot from different positions in the vehicle. So let's go check out these other vehicles that we've got here. We have the 3-seater, which I'm going to press G, and that puts me in the back seat. If you press C again, it changes you to the front seat, and that's it. You do require another passenger to be able to switch to the side seat, which for some reason isn't working. F will get you out of that vehicle. So let's go sit in the UAZ. If you press F, you can sit in the UAZ, and if you press C, it moves you into the front seat. If you press the console button once, you get the cursor, and if you can try to switch seats with that, but it doesn't work. So I guess that's something that they need to like figure out later. If you're sitting in any other seat other than the driver's seat, if you press G, you can stick your head out and, you know, spray your enemies, do those drive-bys that, you guys are famous for. And of course, R is reload, and I think that I should have covered pretty much everything. If there's anything that I have left out, do let me know and I will add it in a later video. But overall, I've noticed that the game is much smoother, it's much easier to get kills, and it's much less laggy. You will have certain issues like weapons not registering, and that happens once in a while, but I wouldn't worry about it too much. It's very rare when that happens. So if you find that you've not been able to select your weapon, or you're not able to zoom into your weapons and aim down sight, then I would just suggest going to a safe corner, exiting the game, and just joining back into the game. So this is a brief tutorial on PUBG Mobile on the Tencent emulators. It places you against other emulators, so I don't think it's unethical, and it is a free version of PUBG that most people should be able to download and play. I will leave a link in the description of the video. If you have any questions, leave a comment and I will gladly answer them. I do read all my comments, and if you enjoyed this video, if you thought it was informative or useful, do leave a like and subscribe. This is Venom from PC Peasants. I'll see you guys on the live streams. Peace and happy gaming.